What's up? This is Tarek here. So I have been using the Zwift Hub for quite a while now, on and off. So I figured it is time to give it a proper review and share my thoughts on this trainer that's taken the market by storm. So in this video, I'll walk you through my experience setting up the trainer, power accuracy, discuss what I like and do not like about it, and some of the issues that I encountered with the Zwift Hub. The Zwift Hub is a direct drive smart trainer, which means you will need to remove your bike's rear wheel and attach it directly to the trainer. With a 2.5 power accuracy claim, this trainer measures up to 1800 watts and simulate gradients of up to 16%. The Hub is ANT Plus and Bluetooth FTMS compatible. This means it is not only compatible with Zwift, but also with Trainer Road, Rovi, Wahoo RGT, and any other cycling app that supports these standard protocols. In fact, I have used it quite a bit with Trainer Road and Wahoo RGT. Additionally, the Zwift Hub can pair with your heart rate monitor and rebroadcast it under one Bluetooth channel, and it works very well. And I'll explain the benefits of this feature later in this video and why you might want to use it. This Zwift Hub comes with 10.4 pounds or 4.7 kilogram flywheel. The Hub offers a smooth ride experience with that flywheel. It supports 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12 speed SRAM Shimano compatible cassettes, and even comes with a pre-installed cassette of your choice. The Hub is also compatible with 142 and 148 through axle adapters, as well as 130, 135 millimeter quick release. The Zwift Hub comes in at 33 pounds and has a maximum supported rider weight of 130 kilograms or 254 pounds. When it comes to specs, this trainer is quite similar to other mid-range trainers on this market, but what sets the Hub apart beside a Zwift branded trainer? It all starts with the price, my friends. The Hub is priced at a jaw-dropping $499 US, and it even comes with a pre-installed cassette to match the gear on your bike, which you choose at checkout. This is an incredibly competitive price for a direct drive trainer. Zwift shared a statistic a while back revealing that 80% of new subscribers do not have a setup and are purchasing their first trainer or smart bike specifically for use with Zwift. So clearly Zwift saw a massive opportunity to offer customers an easy, quick way to get set up and start with Zwifting in no time. This seamless experience doesn't end with a pre-installed cassette. Zwift put a lot of thoughts into simplifying the often dreaded assembly process. When you receive the Hub, some assembly is required, but all you need to do is install two legs and the proper axle adapter. And to make this process even smoother, there is a barcode on the box that you can scan with your phone, directing you to a web page with easy to follow setup instructions and videos. Also, the feet are color coded with blue and orange to make it easier to figure out where each one goes. The rear axle adapters are attached to an instruction card with a ruler, allowing you to measure your bike's rear axle width in case you are like me and do not know which one to use. Zwift did a fantastic job making the purchasing and setup process as seamless and easy to follow as possible. Moreover, Zwift added more unique features to integrate the Hub more closely with the Zwift app. So, for example, the pairing screen displays the Zwift Hub with a unique Zwift Hub graphic when you pair with Bluetooth, rather than the generic wheel and trainer used for other trainers. Plus, you will unlock a new in-game kit with the Zwift Hub graphics. Also, if there's a new firmware available for the trainer, a message will pop up on the pairing screen informing you, and you can update it right on the companion app. So, pretty cool stuff. So, we talked about the heart rate bridge. So Zwift allows you to set up a heart rate bridge using the Zwift companion app. Essentially, you can pair your heart rate monitor to the Hub, which then broadcasts your heart rate data directly to Zwift. The best part, you can do all of this within the Zwift companion app itself. Once you have paired your heart rate monitor for the first time, it will automatically connect to it in the future. On the pairing screen, all you need to do is link the Zwift Hub as your power, controllable, cadence, and heart rate device, and this functionality also applies when using other apps like Wahoo RGT or Trainer Road, for example. And this feature is specifically useful if you're running Zwift on Apple TV, since Apple TV limits the number of Bluetooth devices you can pair. The heart rate bridge lets you connect your power, cadence, controllable trainer, and heart rate using just one Bluetooth channel. So you'll have the other Bluetooth channel open for a steering device, for example. Also, if you have an ANT plus heart rate monitor and you want to pair it to the Apple TV or any Bluetooth device, you can use the Zwift Hub as a bridge to rebroadcast that ANT plus signal to Bluetooth. And in my testing, I found it to work really well without any lag. And when it comes to the actual ride experience, I found it to be incredibly smooth and highly responsive. I tried several rides and paced rides on different terrains, and honestly, I have no complaints. Now, let's dive into power accuracy. The hub requires calibration, and you can initiate a manual calibration using the calibration option available in the Zwift pairing menu. Zwift also introduced auto spin down calibration with firmware version 4. This feature works similarly to manual spin down calibration. After your first few minutes of riding, auto calibration is triggered automatically when you coast for at least 5 seconds from a speed of 10 miles per hour or 15 kilometers per hour or more. So if you decide to take a mid-ride break or coast down a long climb, that auto spin down calibration will be activated behind the scenes without you even knowing. Additionally, you can calibrate the hub using other apps with a calibration feature like Trainer Road, for example. Now let's move on to power accuracy. I recently completed a pace ride on Zwift and compared the data between my Garmin Rally power meter and Power to Max NG crank-based power meter. The results were quite good. The hub read slightly higher than both power meters, but it was also within the specified range. During 2 short sprints towards the end of the ride, the hub measured 971 watts versus 1,200 watts measured by Garmin Rally and 947 watts by Power to Max NG power meter. Also, as you see, it was quick to respond during the sprints, moving in sync with my other power meters, as you can see in this chart. As for cadence, the hub does measure cadence or estimate it and rebroadcast that. And it was within 1 to 2 RPM lower, but personally, that doesn't concern me too much. Overall, the power accuracy, which is more important to me, and responsiveness were quite good. Now, let's examine how the hub performed in ERG mode. First, when in ERG mode, the hub artificially smoothes out power measurement to align with your prescribed target, and this gives you this perfectly smooth lines like you see here, which is kind of pretty, but fake. That's not how power meters usually measure power or broadcast power, and unfortunately, there is no way to turn this off, but does it really matter? The whole idea of ERG mode is to keep you at your target watts, and that's what that smooth line basically shows you. And in terms of responsiveness, the hub was quick to adapt to changes, taking about 2 to 4 seconds to go from one interval to the next. I found this timing to be just right. Anything faster would make it uncomfortable and too abrupt, while anything slower would feel sluggish. However, I did encounter some issues when using the trainer in ERG mode, so let's dive deeper into those. I completed a workout with 3-minute on, 3-minute off intervals. Everything worked beautifully. The hub was quick to respond, and the accuracy was spot on for the intervals when compared to my Power to Max NG power meter. However, that discrepancy was much higher during the recovery sections. As you see here, it was off by 9% to 11% during those recovery intervals. And you can also see that towards the 7th interval, the hub's measurements began to drift slightly lower. So for example, around the 50-minute mark, it was off by 1.39%, then 1.74%, then 2.13%, and finally 2.12%. But despite this, it still remained within the advertised 2.5% accuracy claim. And as for the last interval, looks like there was a glitch with my Power to Max power meter causing that big spike you see here, and that has nothing to do with the hub. But this example demonstrates how auto calibration might not be triggered in ERG mode since there is no chance to coast and activate it. I also completed an over-under intervals workout, and this time using Trainer Road, and observed similar behavior where the hub started to measure a bit lower toward the latter parts of the workout. Now, let's examine this workout more closely, specifically focusing on this particular section. For reference, I was using the small chain ring and a larger cog in the rear, basically an easy gear. In a 20-second on, 20-second off section, the hub functioned well during the first and third intervals, but missed the second one. And it's worth noting that my cadence was around 70 RPM during this interval, while it was 80 to 85 RPM in the first and third intervals. I believe gear selection and cadence may have played a role, because in the subsequent section where I purposely reduced my cadence to evaluate how trainers perform during low cadence work, I was pedaling at around 60 RPM. ERG Mode responded to the first part of the interval, but completely missed the second part. Interestingly, this issue does not appear when using the big ring. I suspect that when using a smaller gear with low cadence, the flywheel lacks enough momentum to increase your watts. So if you are a low cadence rider or prefer low cadence type work, using a bigger gear should resolve this issue. So in summary, I think Zwift partnership with Jet Black to create the Zwift Hub was a smart move on their part, allowing them to introduce their own branded trainer quickly and without significant risk associated with developing their own hardware. And at $499, the trainer offers excellent value, especially considering the inclusion of a cassette. And after over 6 months of use, the trainer has proven to be reliable and consistent in performance. And based on my own experience, I honestly have no reservations recommending the Zwift Hub bike trainer to others. Some of the issues that I encountered in ERG mode might only impact a very small number of users, or even only specific intervals, but they are not deal breakers by any mean and could potentially be addressed via firmware update. But with that, please let me know if you have any questions, and I would love to hear about your experience if you've owned the Zwift Hub. And if you find this video helpful, do not forget to hit that like button, and if you're still watching and have not subscribed yet, then you know what to do. Thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next video.